If there's any general advice I would like to give, I guess it's kind of a vibe. Uh, I don't know if it's the same vibe that other C31s have had, and far be it for me to speak for anyone else. It's not a competition, you know? You're gonna have that imposter syndrome. You're gonna feel like you're not knowing what you're doing. You're gonna see your peers doing really well. And it's gonna hurt, and you're gonna feel like trash. And you're gonna wonder if what you're doing has any purpose and if it was a mistake to spend this amount of money to do this. It's really hard. It's not a competition. You gotta take it easier on yourself. You gotta ask for help when you need it. So many people I feel like we lost in C31, and I wish I had known they were struggling sooner. We could have reached out, we could have helped. Collaboration. It is an extremely collaborative industry. The biggest amount of competition comes with the job, and 99% of your jobs after your first job, it's referral. It is an industry where people work together to make something incredible. The best piece of advice I can give is to talk to your peers, get that advice, and treat them as equals, and just, I don't know, work together. Even outside, like the best time I had here working on something is TGP and the Doom campaign, working together to make something fun. It's great. Do that outside of those courses.
General advice: get started as soon as possible. As soon as you find out about the assignment and as soon as you leave class, write something down or put something down, because you'll have your foundation and you can start building off of that. Building in nothing or generating ideas in nothing is almost impossible because your imagination just does whatever it wants to. If you have a set of rules that you can build up off of, you'd be surprised how much variation you can get and how high the quality will be.
Any advice I would have wanted to hear? Oh, yes, absolutely. In terms of milestones and milestone definitions, Profo and a lot of the other people are going to talk a lot about these specific milestones. There's something called white box, there's something called initial gameplay, gameplay complete, aesthetics, and launch. These are all sort of like the major benchmarks and the major assignments that you'll be turning in with a lot of your large projects. And it's very easy to get in your head what you think it would mean for something to be an initial gameplay level or a gameplay complete level. And what you have in your head and what the professors have in their head is almost completely different. So, I think it's very important early on to learn what the professors think each of the milestone definitions are. Write those down somewhere. Not what you think they are, but what the professors think they are. Write them down somewhere. And then when you're working on your milestones, use that as a benchmark of, okay, have I met this as the professor's milestone, not my milestone? And also, I know it's kind of putting a lot of work early on, but try to work a milestone ahead. So if you're going to the initial gameplay milestone, try your best to do as much as you can to hit gameplay complete. Or if you're working for white box, try to do as much as you can in initial gameplay. Because in my experience, I really underscoped what I thought white box was, or what I thought initial gameplay was, to the point where it became a joke in our cohort of nothing is ever at IG. But if you try to work ahead as much as possible, then that's going to do a lot of the mitigation for you of, did I do enough for white box? Well, almost certainly, because the level, to me, is almost at initial gameplay. So work ahead as much as you can, and make sure you have a good definition of what those milestone definitions are for the professors.
General advice? I'd probably say just keep at it, like you're gonna be like trying and failing at stuff a lot. I came in knowing nothing really about game development, so of course it was very discouraging a lot of times, like, oh, I made this and it's not very good, or I don't know how to do this, I have to constantly ask other people for help. And the only way to really beat that is to keep trying, like show up every day, work every day, and then eventually you'll like look around and like, oh, like I actually did something good this time, or like I'm really contributing to the project, and your teammates will really appreciate that.
So my best advice that I would want to hear last year when I came into Guildhall is just tackle it with enthusiasm. At times it can seem like a lot of work and you might be stressed about some stuff, but at the end of the day, we're making games. So as long as you keep that like positive attitude about it and just have fun with what you're doing and realize, you got accepted here for a reason. And this is a very safe place to fail. Not per se fail your classes, but make mistakes and have these like learning opportunities, because that's some of the best way to learn. Me telling you stuff can only go so far. When you make these mistakes yourself and kind of learn the hard way, so to speak, you won't make them again. And it's really important, though, when you have those slip-ups, to just stay positive, to communicate with your professors as much as you can, because they're there to help you. Your GAs are there to help you. Your classmates are all there to help you, too. It's a group effort, and making games in the industry, too. It's all a group effort. So you're going to learn a bunch of skills that are going to be really important for a career in games. But my best advice is just stay positive about stuff and don't get too hard on yourself about any small mistake you made or any grade that you get, because there's always room for improvement, and chances are you're not going to make that mistake again.